Hello, Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon here on YouTube, and then I post it up to Facebook. Same thing with these questions every Wednesday. So if you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments or put them into an IM on Facebook, and I will answer them, hopefully. So this video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka done. I would like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They are an international online therapy company. So if you are anywhere in the world, you want to get into a therapist, go to BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They'll have you fill out some questions and they'll set you up with somebody here in the US of A that is licensed, professional, master's level, or PhD level. If it turns out you don't like your therapist, you just go back in and go, I didn't like them. Fill out some more questions. They'll fine tune it and put you with somebody else. The packages are very reasonable. That's one of the reasons why I like them, because it is affordable. So thank you, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. So one of the questions I got was, can TRE help if you are dissociated? Okay, TRE is trauma releasing exercises. Now, I am concerned because I could find no peer-reviewed articles. Everything was written by the person who came up with this particular thing. There were a couple of negative reviews that indicated that it was not safe for people with dissociation. So again, before you try something or before you get into something, read up on it. If you cannot find peer-reviewed articles or peer-reviewed scholarly articles, things written other than the person who came up with the modality or whatever, be very suspicious, be very cautious, because you want to make sure that everything you're doing is safe, sound, going to help you, etc. So one of the reviews said something about that it was not good for people who were dissociating, and that they felt that the EFT portion should only be done by a true practitioner, somebody who is licensed professional, etc., etc. So again, if I can't find peer-reviewed stuff on it, I'm highly suspicious, because to me it's like, if it's a good thing, then you're going to release it to the wild and allow people to do a peer review and, pros, cons, the whole thing. So, and I could not. Almost every single thing was from the company that runs the TRE exercises. So be careful. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful, due diligence. If it's not peer reviewed, be cautious. So, and that goes for anything. You read up on it. You read up on the different modalities. So, for example, not every modality is for every person. So you want to read up. What is DBT? What is dialectic behavioral therapy? What is CBT? Cognitive behavioral therapy? What is, all the different modalities? There's 100,000 million different modalities. But the ones that are proven are peer reviewed, and they've got the statistics to back them up. This one, I could not find any statistics on it. And in fact, when I looked up, is TRE scientifically proven? It said the exact mechanism of action of TRE has not been scientifically demonstrated. So that says no peer review. So be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. That's you gotta be careful. All right, let's see what the next question is. Can trichotillomania, it's compulsion to pull out your hair, develop from being in an abusive, toxic environment? Absolutely. And you will see that most predominantly in children. So usually it starts pretty young, teenage and before, and it's soothing. It's a weird soothing thing. So it's like you're pulling out your eyebrows or your eyelashes or your hair on your arms or whatever. So it's a self-comforting thing. It's a maladaptive self-comforting thing. Yes, it absolutely can come from abuse. You betcha. So not always, but yes, it can absolutely come from an abusive relationship. So trichotillomania, it's finding a different way to comfort yourself. So if you find yourself, your hands are going to your eyelashes, your hands are going to your eyebrows, or you're starting to put your hands in your hair, you've got to find something else to do with your hands. So it's the same thing for chewing on your nails. It's like if you feel your fingers coming up to your mouth so that you're going to start chewing on your nails, you want to do something else with your hands. And same thing with smoking. When I quit smoking, I had, Buddhist worry beads that I could, finger so that I could stop, that thing. So yeah, you want to replace bringing your hands up and pulling out your hair with something else. So Buddhist worry beads are good, or Buddhist beads are good. The stones, the worry stones that you can, handle, rosaries, anything that will help you not start taking your hair out. And it is a maladaptive way of self-soothing. It feels good in a weird way. It's also a control issue. It's like you have control over your hair. And little kids, when they're in an abusive situation, have absolutely goose egg for control, zero control. There's no control. So it's a way to kind of get control back in a weird kind of maladaptive way. It's a soothing thing in a maladaptive way. So you want to find a different way of soothing yourself other than pulling your hair out. So yeah, it can come from trauma. Absolutely. Okay. I've been working on healing my vagus nerve, but I still have high cortisol and adrenaline 3 years later. Is that common? Yeah, I think so, because unfortunately, a lot of the vagus nerve, remember, is a parasympathetic system. So a lot of it is unconscious. So if we're in a heightened state of alertness, your amygdala and your system is probably still going, where's the danger? Where's the danger? Where's the danger? Where's the danger? So it's probable that you'll have a high cortisol and high adrenaline stuff going on. Again, work with your naturopath, work with your doctor. Ask them too, because I'm not a medical doctor, but yeah, I think it's probably pretty common. So continue to do things to heal, continue to work on that, continue to work on the medication or the meditation. You may need medication. I don't know. So again, I'm not a medical doctor, but yeah, I do think it's common in a lot of us, even though we've been healing and working on it, that there's still some issues. And again, it's because a lot of this stuff, our fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, is completely unconscious. It's not like we make a conscious decision. It's not like, okay, I'm going to tense up and release all the cortisol and release the adrenaline gland or the adrenal gland. And now I'm going to, we're not even thinking that. It's like automatic. So it's really important to thought. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What is triggering? Are you tensing up? Are you on high alert? What are your thoughts doing? So really it's mindfulness, meditation, taking care of your body, relaxing, getting that tongue unstuck from the top of your roof, not clenching your teeth, that kind of thing. And what are the thoughts? What are the automatic thoughts? So the Selfesteem Workbook by Glenn Schiraldi has a great thought, a thought capturing exercise. So like for 2 weeks, you monitor, what are you thinking? What are you telling yourself? What signals are you giving your body? And you may not even be aware of what you're thinking that's causing this, and then the cortisol and everything else. So yeah, so it'd be a really good idea. Mind, body, spirit, not separate. So, are you relaxing? Are you pulling your shoulders down away from your ears? Is your jaw loose? Or are you, So it's really important to pay attention to the whole thing. There's something that's still causing the body to keep dumping the cortisol. So get with a good trauma therapist. What's going on? Work on that. So absolutely. Okay, let's see. Is that it for those questions? That is it for those questions. All right, here's some other ones that I had. Ooh, let me get out of here then. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, what is the difference between love bombing, infatuation, and friendship? Wow. Okay. All right, so let's take friendship. Friendship is respect. You like this person. You enjoy being with this person. It is platonic. There is no sexual stuff going on. It's just a friendship. You like hanging out. You enjoy each other's company, which is a good thing. So friendship is like, yeah, you like them. They're your bud. You like hanging out with them. You enjoy going to the movies with them. That's it. So infatuation is a fantasy bond. So there's a great book called The Fantasy Bond. I think it's by Firestone, not the tire, but Firestone, I think, is who wrote that. So an infatuation is where we get a crush on somebody. Okay. And we're like, oh my God, they're awesome. They're fabulous. Oh, I just love them. That kind of thing. That's an infatuation. It's like you don't really know the person, but you got a crush on them and you're infatuated with them, and they're on your mind all the time, and you're daydreaming, and it's kind of a fantasy bond. And that is something to be very careful of, because I've noticed in a lot of clients, especially that have been in abusive relationships, they had a lot of infatuations with people, before they got involved, and they, built up this great, they fell in love with their potential, basically, is what's happening. So you want to read The Fantasy Bond by Firestone. I think that's a really good book. Okay, so that's an infatuation. Love bombing is where it is over the top, like Frozen. Remember Frozen with Anna and Hans? And Anna's like, oh, I love ice skating. Oh, I love ice skating. Oh, I love pizza. Oh, I love pizza. Oh, it's like everything Anna liked, he liked, and it was still a little too good to be true. So love bombing is when it's over the top expressions of what you would think of as love. A room full of roses, extravagant dates. You're fabulous. You're this, you're that. You're amazing. You're the best thing. I've never loved anyone the way I love you. All of that. That's love bombing. That's love bombing, because that's not normal. So love is friendship caught on fire, is the way I like to phrase it. I think that's a great way to put it. It's like you've got a friendship, you love each other, you like each other, you respect each other. And that is the big thing about friendship and love, is the key component is respect. If there is no respect, there is no love. If there's no love, there's no respect. So it's like, it's a respect thing. You respect the person. And the friendship is love on a platonic level. Love is love on a maybe not platonic level. So romantic love is different than friendship love. So does that make sense? So, but the key ingredient of a healthy love relationship is respect. You respect the person. You enjoy them. You respect them. You honor them. They honor you. They respect you. It's a mutual. It's a back and forth. It's not a one-sided kind of thing. A lot of times what I'm hearing from a lot of people is that they get involved in not just abusive relationships, but neglectful relationships. Like the person is just emotionally checked out, unavailable. There's the lights are on, the engine's running, ain't nobody home. And it's a one-sided relationship. And they fell in love with the potential. Again, this is the infatuation. They fell in love with the potential, and they kept hoping if they just loved them, if they just showed them the way, that they would figure it out and everything would be sunshine and roses. And it's not. So that is the difference. Love and friendship, the key ingredient is respect. Absolutely respect. Friendship, platonic. Love, maybe not platonic, maybe it's sexual, but you can, there's non-sexual love, obviously, as between, brothers, sisters, family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the key ingredient is respect. You respect each other. There is a level of respect. There is the honoring who that person is, and they honor who you are. And it's not a power and control issue. It's not, you have to think the way I think, et cetera, et cetera. Man, my allergies are bad today. Damn, sorry. I'm like, blah. Anyway, so that is the difference. So love is healthy, friendship is healthy. Love bombing is what abusers do to get you to think that they're the, what is the thing everybody says, twin flame, or the soulmate or whatever. Infatuation is the fantasy bond. So read The Fantasy Bond by Firestone, I think it is. But yeah, respect. It's respect. And a romantic relationship is friendship caught on fire. It's like, whoa, okay, there's sparks here. But you got to be careful, because narcissists are great at pretending there's sparks. They're great at getting that, what's the word I'm looking for? That, because of the intermittent positive rewards, they're great at making you think that this is, passionate and this and that and the other thing, when really what it is intermittent positive rewards. So, do they love me? Do they not? I don't know. Sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're cold. That's the way to hook you. So you got to be careful of all that. So yeah. Is drama a manipulation? Oh, hell yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Drama is a way to keep everybody riled up and the focus off of the abuser, because the abuser pretends to be the victim in all of this. Oh my God. And so they stir the pot, they create drama, they get people arguing amongst themselves, and then they sit back with the popcorn and enjoy the show, basically. So yeah, drama is a manipulation. Chaos is a manipulation. If somebody is constantly stirring the pot, creating problems, causing chaos, doing drama, yeah, it's a manipulation. And they get to be the little puppet master, and they get to sit back and be like, look what I did, and they enjoy it. They enjoy drama like nobody's business. Here's how you tell somebody who's healthy from somebody who's not healthy. Healthy people don't have time for drama. We don't. Because there's enough drama going on in the world without having to have it created in your own personal space. You know what I'm saying? People who enjoy drama, and I mean like real family drama, craziness, infighting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those are the ones that are either narcissistic disordered, borderline personality disordered, or they are the target of abuse and they're not wanting to deal with what is really in front of them. So they create outside issues to focus outside of themselves as opposed to inside of themselves. Because if they can create and focus out here, they're not dealing with the trauma, they're not dealing with the hurt, the betrayal, the this, the that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, and it's a learned behavior. So growing up in a dysfunctional family, you learn that drama is exciting and chaos is exciting, and then as you get healthier, you kind of go, this is BS. I don't want the drama. I don't want the chaos. I don't want the insanity. Thank you very much. So it's kind of a learned behavior. So meh. Yeah, so drama is manipulative. It is. It's either a personal manipulation where you're avoiding dealing with the inside internal stuff and you're focusing outside, or it's a game that the abusers play to keep the pot stirred, keep the drama going, keep the adrenaline going, keep the, they're in control, they can make people upset, that kind of thing. So I love my abusive boyfriend. I want him to change. Why isn't love enough? Oh God, I'm so sorry. Hun, listen to me now, believe me later. I know you love him. He does not even love himself. He is unable to love you. You do not deserve to be abused. You do not. That is not love. So when we come from dysfunctional families, we often confuse the intermittent positive rewards. I love you, I hate you, 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 for excitement, for passion. I'm so in love with you. I just get jealous, and that's why I hit you, or that's why I went through your phone, or whatever. That's not love. That's not respect. Boy, I'm glad we're talking about this. So yeah, that's not love. That's not respect. Intermittent positive rewards is a manipulation. It is not love. It is not normal. Healthy, normal people don't do that. They're consistent and it's unconditional. If they love you, they love you. It's not like jump through this hoop. Okay, now jump through this hoop. Okay, now jump through this hoop. Oh yeah, well, it wasn't good enough. Do it again. Healthy people don't do that. So he's not going to change. Abusers do not change. Let me just be clear. Abusers do not, in the history of ever, change. They don't. A friend of mine used to work with predators and with perpetrators, and she got out of it because she realized, and she's starting to work with a different population now, because she realized they don't change. They don't. They manipulate, they lie, they control, they do somersaults to get out of the system, but they don't change their behavior. They go right back to what they were doing, and sometimes worse. So, love isn't enough because you're dealing with somebody who does not love. Let me say that again. Abusers do not love. They don't love themselves. They don't love anybody else around them. What they want is for everyone around them to be dead, just as dead as they are inside. And they are. And usually when somebody is abusive, they are not just narcissistic, they are psychopathic and Machiavellian. So it's called a dark triad. So you've got the psychopath that's doing the horrible acts. You've got the narcissist who thinks it's all about them. And you've got the control freak. So they're the combination. And that's a deadly combination. Love is not enough. You cannot heal them because you did not break them. Let me say that again. You cannot heal them because you did not break them. The only person that can decide to change is them, and they're not going to. They're not going to. They are all ego. When I say narcissists and psychopaths and the dark triads are all ego, I'm not kidding. There is no there up there. It's just ego. There's no empathy. The rest of us have emotions. We feel, we love, we have empathy. We can relate to people. They can't. They hate emotions. Pisses them off. They don't like if you have an emotion that they can't understand or they can't feel. So it's never going to be enough. Love is never going to be enough because there's no there. And healthy people don't abuse. So please get out of this relationship. It is not safe. You cannot help them. You cannot change them. And what they do is, I call them ask holes. So help me. I want to change. You give them all the tools. They never change. And it's a manipulation. It's a way to keep you stuck. So I know you love them. I know you do. And you've got to love yourself more. You've got to love yourself to get out of that relationship. It is a dangerous relationship. They are not going to change. You cannot love them into sanity. I wish to God we could. It would be such a wonderful world if you could just be like, hey, abusive person, you're doing this wrong. Let's show you the right way and let's give you some unconditional love. And oh, look, you're changing. No, it doesn't work that way. What ends up happening is the target of abuse gives them the unconditional love, shows them the way, and instead of them changing, they get angry and the abuse ramps up because they're not going to change and they can't feel. They do not, let me say this again, listen to me now, believe me later. They do not process emotions the way a healthy, normal person does. They're never going to change. They don't get better. Get out, save yourself, period. So get with a good trauma therapist, get an escape plan, get a safety plan together, and get out of this relationship. I've been dealing recently with a lot of dark triads that are stalking, and they're crazy and they're dangerous. And one recently had to file a restraining order against the person, and the person is ramping up the behavior and ramping it up. And I told the client, I said, you need to have a self-defense class and you need to be carrying bear spray, pepper spray, something, because this guy's not going to stop. He's clearly a dark triad. So yeah, they're dangerous and they're crazy and there's no emotion there. There's no there. There's just ego. And all they care about is being right and being one up and defending their ego. And that's all they care about. Okay. Please help me. I feel so guilty when I do nice things for myself, when I say nice things to myself. What is the difference between self-esteem and narcissism? Oh boy. Okay. I get that one a lot. Okay. So when we have been raised by abusers, we are very codependent because they expect us to take care of them. And anytime we do anything for ourselves, they make us wrong. And they tell us how selfish we are. Okay, they're projecting. Who's selfish? They are. Who's wrong? They are. But they tell the kid or the spouse or whatever, oh, you're selfish for taking care of yourself. You're selfish for buying yourself that. Why didn't you buy me that? Why didn't you, they do that. It's crazy. So we grow up and we get this really skewed idea of what is self-esteem and what is narcissism. Okay, self-esteem is just that tiny little voice inside your head that says, hi, I like you. Keep going. Okay, oops, you screwed up. Okay, make amends. Okay, good, you did. Okay, forgive yourself. Okay, move on. Good job. Keep going. That's self-esteem. Okay, you're not having to yell to the world how great you are. Narcissism is when, now this is an overt narcissist, when they go, look at me, look at me, look at me, tell me how fabulous I am. Okay. Covert narcissism plays the victim. Oh, you never write, you never cool, you never do anything for me. Whoa, woe is me, woe is me. You know, that kind of thing. They're the victim. Communal narcissists are the religious leaders, okay, or the gurus, okay? Lots of those popping out of the woodwork lately. So they pretend to have the answer for everything, or their way of doing things is the only way. And, you know, they use scripture, or they use a religious concept, or they use a metaphysical concept, or they use psychology. They claim to have some new thing that only they understand, and they are not going to release it into the wild to allow peer reviews. Those are cult leaders. Those are communal narcissists. And you want to watch out for those, because they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and their way is the only way, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So self-esteem is not about other people. Self-esteem is not about other esteem. Self-esteem is just you saying nice things to you and believing in you and comforting you. That's self-esteem. Narcissists are all about control, manipulation, other esteem. So it's always like, tell me how great I am. I'm going to control you. Da 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 da. So self-esteem is none of that. Okay. Self-esteem is doing self-care. Self-care can be as simple as taking a hot bath, or going for a walk, doing exercise, doing yoga, meditation, positive affirmations. That's all self-esteem. That's all self-care. But when we're with an abusive family, we get told if we do any of that we're selfish. Why? Because the abuser is not having 100% of our attention. And we're healing and we're getting healthy by taking time for ourselves. Narcissists' whole goal is to keep their target of abuse exhausted, hopeless, sad, angry, depressed. They wake us up, they bang doors, they, don't let us sleep. They start an argument at 2:00 in the morning. So anytime a person who wants to get healthy starts doing self-care and self-esteem, the narcissist will accuse them of being selfish. So self-esteem is not selfish. Self-esteem is necessary. You've got to love yourself enough to take care of yourself and to get out of an abusive situation, and not allow those people to get into your head, and not allow those people to continue to manipulate and control. So that is the difference. Okay, how are we doing on time? I think I'm gonna shut it down because I got stuff I gotta do. So this week we're gonna be talking about, why aren't I over them? It's been forever. Why aren't I over them? Why are they in my head all the time? What is going on? So we're going to be talking about complicated grief, because this is what it is. We're going to be talking about things that you can do, exercises that you can do to excise them out of your head. And why? Why is this different from a healthy breakup or from a normal breakup? So we're going to go into all of that. So that is going to be this weekend. All right, my loves, you guys go have a great week, and I will talk to you on Sunday. Bye.